Hello, Moonbeams, and welcome back to the podcast. This is Mystic Moon School, and I am Donna, your astrology guide. Today, we are here to discuss the Scorpio Full Moon, May 12th, 2025. And I don't know about you all, but this one has been an emotional one leading up to this full moon for me personally, but also for a lot of people in my life, clients, loved ones, just my friends. We've all been, this past week and a half, I want to say, has been building up to this full moon in Scorpio. And we're going to unpack this today and get to the meanings, the roots of why we're feeling this way and what's been unfolding in our lives. I would say for the past week and a half, maybe 2 weeks since, the new moon that we had 2 weeks ago. I feel that when Pluto went retrograde on May 4th, this was, and actually before that even, because when a planet is stationing to go retrograde, the intensity is really building. And so we will discuss this today, all of this. And I guess the first thing I want to say is May 12th, when you're listening to this, most likely is the Scorpio full moon. And I have entitled this podcast with a question. Are you empowered or entangled in a power struggle? And to be fair, it might not be one or the other. You may be, because you feel that you're entangled in a power dynamic with someone else or others, or just in a situation, you may be really tapping into your own inner sense of empowerment. Okay, so the housekeeping that I just want to touch upon is solar return chart readings. These are amazing. I offer solar return chart readings, natal chart readings, conscious parenting chart readings, and the solar return chart reading we do every year on your birthday, and it is really, honestly, it's spot on. It differs from your natal chart reading because other than the sun returning to the exact same degree point as when you were born, everything else in the chart is different. And so, because all the planets are different in the sky currently on your birthday this year than they were the day you were born. And so we have a brand new chart, and this gives us a whole new layer of energies to work with, to be aware of for the year ahead for your birthday. So if you've been thinking about that, it's honestly the best gift you can give yourself for your birthday, or if you want to gift it to somebody else. It's an amazing experience. All of my readings are on Zoom. I record them. They're super in depth. And so you can then download the recording. You have it for the whole year to reflect back, to, watch again at different points of the year. And it's really an amazing guide to sharpen your self-awareness, to understand the energies that are the main focus for you this year and how they're playing out, how to work with them. I do have on my website 2 free offerings for you. A guide to living by the moon phases that I have created. So this goes through the 9, is it the 9? I think it's the 9 main phases that I have selected to work with each and every month. So what you do is you go to my website, mysticmoonschool.com, go into the shop. It's free. Just download it and then print it out for yourself. It's very pretty also. This is just the cover that I'm showing you, but each moon phase has its own page. I explain to you what the energies are all about. And so you will use this again and again and again every single month. And then the companion that I've created to go with this is the actual specific dates for this year. Each and every month, So what you're looking at here on the screen is the March. The March that I start the year with March because that's when the spring equinox is. That's the astrological new year. It's Aries season, right? And so here, though, it shows Pisces, and then at the end of that month, we kick in with the Aries season. So you can see here, right, that I have all of the dates, and so you will know exactly when the waxing crescent moon is and what those energies are for you and how to work with them. The waning gibbous, the last quarter, the dark moon, the new moon, the full moon. So this is all free for you. And the reason why is because I want us all to start reconnecting with our cyclical nature, where we understand that there are times each and every month to be productive, and there are times to rest. There are times to be more introspective, to listen to our intuitive voice more, to plant the seeds, and then, to take action on growing those seeds. And so that's why this is free. Okay. I hope that you will pop on over to my website, download these for yourself, print them out. I personally think they're pretty. So I hope you enjoy them. And yeah, if you have downloaded these, please leave me a comment. Tell me if you're using them and if they're supporting you. I would really love to hear from you in the comments section. Okay, so let's get into this Scorpio full moon. Okay, so the first thing that I want to say is it's a full moon, right? Full moons are about ending a chapter, but it's also about illumination, because Mama Moon is the brightest that she's going to be in the sky each and every month at the full moon. And so what are you seeing now? What is so bright and clear to you that perhaps you did not see before? Right? So, of course, at the end of this podcast, I've been doing questions for reflection for you. So I will have some questions for you at the end. But the full moon there is an ending that is happening now. And there is a sort of closing chapter. That's how it's really truly been playing out for me in my life and most of the people that I interact with. It's been really clear, really strong that this chapter is done, right? That it's just, there's no more energy for it. You're done. You are just completely done with this. People may be exiting your life. You may be exiting situations or relationships or really anything, because it plays out differently for each of us. So let's see. Yeah. So here are the questions for you. So that's the first thing I want to discuss, though, right, is the pointing out that it's a full moon. And so the illumination piece also reveals truth, especially when we are dealing with Scorpio. So I want to weave in the Pluto retrograde Pluto went retrograde exactly on May 4th, but those energies were building at the end of April. And when I say they were building, like the intensity of that was being felt. Things were coming to a head at the end of April into that first few days of May. And you really might have been feeling like you're reaching your breaking point. Like you can't take another second of this, quote unquote, this, whatever this is for you. And so I want to unpack that because there's no coincidence here that this is a Scorpio full moon, ending, completion, illumination, and that we just had Pluto go retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. So these are completely connected and intertwined. Pluto rules Scorpio. Okay, so what does this mean? I'm going to break it down now. Pluto is the planet of the underworld. Pluto will go down deep and get to the bottom of something, whether it is your subconscious or it is something hidden in a dynamic that's been at play that you have sensed, that maybe you have known quite intuitively, even if it had not been flushed out and completely revealed yet, but you knew. And so Pluto, the planet Pluto, will unearth hidden things, lies, deception, anything that is not in integrity, that is not in alignment. Pluto will destroy that, break it apart, and unearth it so that it is out in the open for all to see. Now, if everything is in integrity, if everything is in alignment, then Pluto will empower that even more. Pluto will beam the power and the sense of empowerment and bring it all together in alignment in a new structure. That's the part a lot of astrologers don't talk about. They just talk about the doom and gloom of the dismantling. But remember, every planet, every sign is a spectrum of energy. And so we have the shadow and we have what I call the illuminations, the highest expressions. And so I want to ask you, what since the end of April, beginning first week of May, have you noticed is being dismantled, is coming to a head, the truth is being revealed, the secrets and the lies have been revealed, and Pluto is just taking a jackhammer to that and breaking it up, destroying it. This Scorpio full moon is the cherry on top because Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. So Scorpio energy, what is Scorpio energy all about? Going deep, right? Trying to understand the why, feeling super intensely emotionally, okay? Scorpio is a water sign. So if this weekend has been emotionally intense for you, it's that Scorpio moon that is really kind of pushing the envelope on that. And you may say, well, why? Well, because if you have been repressing things emotionally, if you have been not wanting to look at something or deal with it emotionally in your life, Scorpio is here to say to you, no, that's not healthy. We need to let these things come up to the surface. We need to feel through them. We need to cry it out. We need to stop repressing, because if we are holding in, right, the emotions, that's not healthy. It will manifest in our bodies because our bodies and our physical bodies, our emotional bodies, our mental bodies, and our spiritual bodies are not separate from one another. They are all connected. So if you repress emotions and not deal with them, then they will manifest in the body as pain or dis-ease. Okay? So Scorpio's here to say, Pluto's here to say, no, we're going to flush this out. We're going to bring it up to the surface and we're going to release it because we don't want to hold on to this anymore. And, after a good cry, how do you feel? You feel relieved. It's like cathartic, right? It's flushing it out. And it also resets your nervous system and helps to regulate your nervous system. Crying literally does that. And we know this now. So, so as I was saying, if this weekend has been emotionally intense, if the tears feel like they're just coming up to the surface and you can't even hold them back anymore, you're right on time. And I just want to acknowledge and validate that for you. So what has been revealed? The truth of your own feelings. Are you feeling overwhelmed? Do you feel like you've just reached a breaking point with something and a chapter needs to close, right? You need to close the book on this. You're done. And this is just not in alignment for you anymore. And okay, I'm ready now. I'm ready to close that book. This is all the Pluto, Scorpio, full moon energies working together. So this may be playing out for you in the Aquarian energies because Pluto has now gone retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. And what is Aquarius all about? It is about being your true authentic self, aligning with who you are, what your needs are, how you can show up in your authenticity. And it may also be about groups and communities that you have been affiliated with that no longer serve you, that it's just not a fit anymore. For whatever the reasons, doesn't matter. It's going to be different for each of us. So wherever you're feeling this, right, just know that you're right on time. And it's okay to close the book. It's okay to leave. It's okay to quit. It's okay to say, thank you for the time. I've learned so much, but it's done now. And it's done for me. And for those of you who you may not be exiting, you may be entering a more aligned group or community where you are empowered to be your true authentic self. And you're aligning with others who you feel a connection with, who you feel like this is right. This is feels like alignment to me. This brings me joy. This allows me to tap into my talents and my passions and, for me to shine at what I'm good at. So remember, it's a whole spectrum of energies. Some of us may be exiting, closing a book. Some of us may be entering and aligning with something that feels authentic to us now. So yes, the questions I have here are what is being dismantled or broken up, or what is the new chapter that's beginning for you now? And guess what? It may not be is it one or the other? It could actually be simultaneously happening all at once for you. It could be different aspects of your life where you're exiting one group over here and you're entering a new group over here. And they may have nothing to do with each other, but it's all about alignment, right? Sometimes we close chapters and then we are beginning new chapters in this area of life and that area of life. And it's all realigning us now to our true authentic selves. So really just sit with this for a moment and know that whatever's closing, whatever's aligning, whatever's opening, whatever's beginning, whatever's ending, whatever truths are being revealed, this is all perfectly on time now. Have you noticed that you may be aligning or realigning with new people that feel really good to you? We're coming together. And there's always, whenever this happens, I feel there's usually a sifting and a sorting that happens. I think of Scorpio as a water sign. I don't know if this will resonate for anyone listening, but have you ever, when you were a kid, went to a riverbank with a sifter and you would put it in the water, in the shallow water, and you would kind of get down to the earth and the rocks, and you would lift it up out of the water and you would sift and sort. And the water would flow through this little meshed box. And what would be revealed are the little stones and the little sediment that didn't fall through the sifter. And maybe you'd find a little shark tooth. Or maybe you'd find a little piece of fool's gold, right? Whatever. Or just a beautiful little stone, river stone. That's what I feel like this Scorpio full moon is doing in our lives. We're letting the water, the emotions flush through, drain through, be sifted through. And what is revealed are those golden nuggets of understanding of what you really need emotionally for yourself to feel more empowered in your own life. Because Scorpio energy, when Scorpio moves past the fears and the doubt and the insecurity and flushes all of that out and taps into that sense of empowerment and honoring your own emotional needs, then you can align. Then you can start to make some changes, take some action, align with others who feel more emotionally resonant for you. And Pluto obviously is helping that whole process in the background, which is everything I've been talking about up till now, about the dismantling or the exiting, closing chapters, right? But that Scorpio energy in its highest expression is empowerment, is transformation. And that's not always the easiest process, right? It usually requires some letting go, moving through some emotional energies so that you can flush it out, cry it out, feel the fear and do it anyway, right? And really say, you know what? I know what I need. And I'm not going to settle for less than what I need. And once we do that within ourselves and we align with that internally, then all of a sudden our external world starts to line up with that. And yes, that does mean sometimes people have to leave. But if we're in our own power and we're feeling empowered and we have clarity, right? Think of that sifter and sorter in the riverbed. The water helps to flush clean all the sediment. And then we can see those little golden nuggets. That's the empowerment. That's the clarity that we know this is what I need. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm going to call in and manifest. And then it becomes real. And that is what I invite you now to allow in. Because at the end of May, we're going to have the Gemini new moon. And Gemini is all about, absolutely, it's an air sign, and it's about the mind, and it's about communication. But guess what? I believe Gemini is also about coming together in like-minded groups. There's a friendliness there. There's a community feeling in Gemini. Like Gemini wants to chat it up, right? Gemini wants to connect and communicate and come together in a like-minded group as well. Remember, Aquarian energy, Gemini energy, both the air signs there, they go about it in different ways, but there's still like a group energy there. So let's step away from the groups now that are not in alignment with us, stepping into our true, authentic selves, what our emotional needs are now, and then set the intention. Okay, I'm washing it away. I'm sifting and sorting. I'm feeling more empowered and more authentically me. And so by the end of this month at the Gemini new moon, which of course I will have a podcast for you in 2 weeks, let's align with our new people, our new groups, our new communities, like-minded individuals coming together to support one another in our authentic energies. Okay. I know this was a bit of a shorter podcast, but for me it was really clear and succinct. And these are the energies that just felt so clear to me at this full moon. So remember, self-care, emotionally for that Scorpio energy. Set the intention at this full moon that thank you next, right? We can have gratitude for those challenging, difficult chapters that we are now closing, because there's always something to learn there, right? There is something to reflect on and say, wow, what was it about me? Why was I connected with that group or that dynamic? And what have I healed maybe? What have I completed? And we can have gratitude for the components, the other players that maybe have been very challenging for us because they gave us the opportunity to step into our power. We don't have to resent them. We don't have to hate on them, judge in a negative way, or feel victim to that. No way. Those are the lower Scorpio energies, but we're rising into the empowerment. And part of that is saying, you know what? Thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to step into my power. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to go deeper into understanding myself and honoring, advocating for myself. And thank you. Next. I'm ready for the next chapter. I really am. And I'm excited about it. I feel empowered. I feel aligned. Let's go. So with that, my beautiful friends, I'm going to end this podcast. For me, anyway, it was short and sweet. And I really hope that it has validated you, that it has acknowledged what you've been feeling, and that it gives you the support and that sense of empowerment to now move forward and set some intentions. Please, if you have anything to share, please leave a comment for me. It really does help me in the channel to grow, to be seen by others. And also, I love connecting with you on a human level. And, if anyone does leave comments, that resonate with you, connect with each other, because that's part of this community building that is so important for us all. So thank you for listening. Like this video, subscribe if you have not already to the channel, leave a comment. It really does help me so much with the algorithms on YouTube, and maybe even share with someone who you think might really resonate with these messages. I am sending you so much love. I am so grateful for your energy and your presence, and I will see you soon under the moon. Bye-bye for now.